I don't care anymore. The moment I realized that, everything suddenly in the world felt 10 times better. And this is the moment I have been waiting for. As somebody who is sensitive, now let me clarify this. Being sensitive can be being easily irritated, or somebody who feels deeply, thinks carefully about everything, and thinks of their responses, their actions towards people. And I am the latter kind of person. That also means that I used to care and overthink each and every single thing, and it took a lot of practice and gradual processes and starting and trying and failing until I got to this point. And I'm so grateful that I have reached the point where I care very much less. It might be the age, but I don't really care. I am grateful for that. The moment it really hit me was recently when I was in the bus. I was going somewhere and I had a white outfit on. I am not somebody who is very comfortable in eating in a bus because, well, I'm just shy, usually scared of what people will think about me, or looking to my side and all that. And even though at this point I was really feeling that as well, it wasn't as strong as before where I wouldn't eat at all, because I was feeling very hungry, like the kind of hungry where you feel like this pain in your stomach, like this feeling that is very uncomfortable until you drop food in your stomach, like that kind of feeling. And I decided to just, no matter what, and I decided to just, I don't care. I am hungry and I can eat in this bus. It's not disallowed. So I'm going to do that. So I got something, a beverage and a pastry to eat, or yes, to eat in the bus. And at some point, I wasn't caring. I was just eating. I was like, we are only thinking about what is happening in our belly right now. We don't want to feel bad this whole trip, because that trip was long. And so I just decided to eat, and then I was just enjoying. And then almost at the end of my meal or food or whatever we call that, the beverage spilled in my dress, in my shirt, I mean, white. Hold on, not just that. My sitting partner received some, and there I was like, oh, that's really bad. I quickly apologized. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't intend for this to happen. I was so hungry. And she at some moment was like, I can tell she was irritated already when she sat in the bus, and she was like, but she didn't say much, and I was so grateful for that. But I realized I wasn't really as bothered as I would have been. She literally took the tissue I was holding. She cleaned off herself as much as she can, and thankfully her outfit was not very much stained because of the color of the outfit. And I got more tissues and rags, and then I just, not rags, tissues, and then handkerchiefs, and then I just helped her wipe hers off. She was even helping me wipe my shirt so that all the beverage would at least look less visible in my shirt, and then it won't go away. It's white. Yeah, that's the bad part. It was all over my shirt, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I mean, what can I do about it at this moment? It has spilled and she's fine. Mine is really bad, but it looks okay. And I just didn't think much of it. The only thing I thought was, okay, when I get to my destination, I can always ask a friend for a spare shirt, and then I can return that later. And that was exactly what I did. And even, when you get out of the bus and you look a little weird, sometimes you need to do the walk of shame. I didn't even think about it. I didn't know what the walk of shame existed. Like, I just walked and then I moved on. Initially, when the beverage spilled in the bus, I thought everybody was going to turn and be like, oh my God, like, you drew our attention. Like, how did this happen? You shouldn't be eating in the bus. But no, nobody cared. Everybody just moved on. Even the woman beside me, she just forgot about it. And then got to a destination. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry about Ellen. She was like, oh, don't worry. And I was like, okay, nobody is really overthinking this. And then I got out of the bus. I had to do a little walk to the next bus station, and nobody cared. I just moved through the crowd. Everybody was just about their own business, and I realized that the world does not care. You are the one that is caring too much. You're overthinking. You're caring too much about the things you shouldn't really care about, and you are putting stress and anxiety on your own self. You are bringing that on you, no one else. I heard about this quote, I don't know where, but it says the unhappiest people are those who care the most about what others think. Because imagine if I really cared about what others really thought about me, spilling that in my dress and having to do the walk through the people to the next bus station. I would just be unhappy about it. I would just be unhappy for no reason. It would just spoil my whole mood for whatever I am looking forward to. But I didn't let that be my part. I just didn't want that to be a part of my thinking. It has happened. I can move on, and there's even a solution to it. And if I couldn't do anything about it, I'm just going to walk through it until I get to the end of my day where I can have comfortable clothing to change into. And that does not make you any less of a person at all. We have to stop choosing unhappiness over and over again in the name of, I think people will think differently. Who cares what people think? Like, how do you feel about it? The fact that you feel bad about it is what is making you unhappy. You are overthinking it is what is making you unhappy. It's not about what people think. Generally, you're not literally hearing them. You're thinking they are thinking about it. So who is causing the damage? You. So yes, I stopped caring. And that didn't just end at what people thought about me. I stopped caring about how my life is right now and comparing it to other people's lives, because I realized we don't have the same lives. We don't have the same parts. We are not meant to have the same parts. There are some things that may be good for you. There are some things that may not be good for you. Same for other people. And if we are going to constantly compare ourselves without knowing the true backstory about what people are actually in real life, and that is such a sickening thing to do. Like, you have your own life. The moment and the time you're spending to think about somebody else's and make it look like if you had theirs, your life would be even a percentage better is such a thinking that I don't think you should invite in your lives, because you do not know the full story. You only get to see a part of it. That is if you're even somebody who consumes a lot of social media. If you don't, and you're consuming things that people are telling you, most of them could be lies, or most of them could be tailored to your hearing to make it sound pleasant to you. Doesn't mean that they are entirely true. So instead of wallowing in your thoughts and how people's life would look like compared to yours, how about you take that energy and use that to focus on what direction you want to head to, and then start that journey, plan that journey, and try to achieve all the things you have set on the path of that journey. Care about what other people think about you, and you will always be their prisoner. So now I just embrace my journey. Usually we just want to choose what people think of us over what we really think about ourselves and how we want to view ourselves and their opinions about ourselves, because we forget that that is the only thing that truly matters. Because you put out things, or you put yourself out there for people to view you, and people are always going to choose the perspective that they want to choose. In order to make their own lives or their own selves feel better, they will choose the part of you that fits their thinking, their moods, and everything. That is not a you problem, because you're a whole package. And it doesn't mean that if somebody is picking a piece of you and trying to make you feel like that is the only piece that you are, then that is truly you. Do not buy people's stories about yourself. You know your story, you write that story, and you can rewrite that story each and every time. When people are trying so hard to get your attention for you to care, take it as a wave of importance and choose your path to be free. Now, I have dealt with a lot of gossip. I mean, who hasn't, right? But at first, I'll feel so bad when I hear these negative things being said about me. And I wonder why. Like, I feel like I'm the most loving person and cool and calm person. I may seem intimidating at first. That is because my RBF is kind of like that, but it doesn't mean that I am actually mean. And if you try to get to know me, you'd know that for yourself. And I'm not even surprised, because even people who know that still want to choose to be mean to me and say bad things about me that are not true. I used to be so bothered about that, and I'll ask too many questions. And then I thought about it. What if these people cannot talk about themselves, and the only way they can escape from the reality of who they truly are is to talk about other people and talk about them in the way that they themselves might seem, in order to escape their own reality? Or what if you're such a spotlight for them? You're somebody of importance. They truly admire you, and they want to kind of understand your perspectives in life and how you move and how you're studying or anything. But because they cannot do that, and in their heads, if they do that, that means that they're trying to be low, which is absolutely not true. Then they try to pull you down because you're somewhat of importance. Now, if you are going to believe those things, you're matching their energies. You are taking those opinions to be true, which are not true. Yes, you can be hurt or you can be bothered, but the quicker you put the mindset of you may actually have a certain importance to those people for them to talk about you consistently, even lies about you this way, or they're trying to escape their own reality, the faster you snap out of the pity party for yourself. Because trust me, sometimes people only want to see you down. Like, they want to see you sad because they hate to see you happy. In that case, they have to bring up something. They have to escape their own reality of sadness to make you sad. Now, if you fall for that trick, you are being in the same space with them. You're allowing them to take you into their own space of sadness, of self-doubt, of self-disrespect, of whatever. They want to lower you to their level. That is how badly some people truly sometimes want you to care. But mostly it is your decision. Do you really want to move according to these rhythms, or dance according to the tunes of these other people who don't know you, they don't know nothing about you, they don't know how far you've come and where you've come from, and the words shouldn't even matter at all? Are you going to give them that power? That depends on you. Because as for me, I have been able to gradually take myself out of that space where I am over caring about everything and trying to make everything look perfect before I can feel good about it. No, I wing it, and I enjoy the process of failure. I enjoy the process of people thinking bad about me or talking bad about me, and I know that that is the true freedom that I've always sought.